You cannot speak to all of them in the same way. They all have their own unique way of learning, their own unique way of speaking, their own unique way of consuming the information that you have for them. Hey guys, what's going on? Elias here with the Yes Do It team from the Costa Rican jungle. And in today's training, I will explain to you guys how can you best route your content and pick your formats in order to get the most possible engagement for your posts in the different social media platforms. Now, I wanted to start this video by telling you guys that I understand how hard it is to get out of the social media darkness that we live in. Some of us don't really like to be posting our personal life on social media. Me, I have to be honest, I was not a very social media type of person. I wouldn't be posting my pictures of anything else related to me until I got into personal branding. So don't think that you have to love social media to get into an online business. You only have to work with it. Okay, so from here, we're going to be thinking of the different platforms available today as if they were people, as if they were a regular person on their regular day-to-day life. Actually, let's take it a little bit further than that. Let's think of them as if they were your students and you are now their teacher, right? This may sound a little bit silly, but keep up with me. Based on the time that they were founded, Facebook should be like a 17-year-old boy now, right? Let's just call it that to make an example. Right after comes YouTube, who is a 16-year-old girl. Then comes Twitter, who is a 15-year-old boy, and then Instagram, who is a 14 or actually an 11-year-old girl, right? And let's not even talk about Twitter because that's actually just 5 years old now, and maybe you can even see that in the content that you get to see in that platform. Now, because they are all from different ages, they all have different backgrounds. You cannot speak to all of them in the same way because they don't understand, they don't process the information in the same way. They all have their own unique way of learning, their own unique way of speaking, their own unique way of consuming the information that you have for them. Now, depending where you are with your online business, maybe you are starting out and you haven't noticed this just yet, but maybe you have a little bit more time and you know by now that not only do they engage differently with the same content that you post in different social media platforms, but also they appreciate it differently when you post it in different formats. It can be the same value content, but when you post it in this format or the other format, it gets to have an amazing impact or a pretty shitty impact. And that's what today's training is about. I made a little summary to show you guys what's worked best for me so far. Let's start with Facebook. On Facebook, what is worked the best for me is to put or to upload an image, a professional image that somebody will be taking for me. It doesn't really have to be a professional photographer, but the picture kind of has to look like it. It has to be like, good standard quality. It cannot be a shitty image. It has to be good. It has to be good looking. It has to create that nice impact for people to engage with it. Now that you have that, you can attach the piece of content in text format that goes along with it. Maybe it doesn't have to do anything at all with the image. Maybe it's not related. Maybe the image, it's only the hook, but the value content you're going to be putting in text format. That's where all the meat is going to be in. All of the important, all of the actual gold is going to be in that copy, in that text description that you're going to add with the image. And hey, take into account that it doesn't necessarily have to be a picture of yourself. It can be a picture of the office, it can be a picture of the sunset, it can be a picture of the teammates, it can be any kind of picture. Maybe it can be only a hook, like I said before, but it's got to be good looking. Now let's talk about YouTube. On this platform, you want to take deep, extensive explanations to your audience. You want to take your time. There is no pressure, they have their time, they are looking for the information that you are available to give them, available to provide, but you have to be very explanatory, you have to be very deep and very descriptive. The format that they give you to work with, it's very familiar for them already. They are not going to be like, oh man, this is a boring video, I have no time to watch a 10-minute video, because that's what it's filled with. YouTube, it's really filled with long ass videos and people gets to watch them on a daily basis. Actually, I'ma be honest with you, there's YouTubers that I follow that I am waiting for them to upload a new piece of content, and mostly all of them are over 15 minutes. On Twitter, you want to be polemic, concise, and specific. You want to make short texts. Put there your opinions, put there your tips, your recommendation, any kind of value content that you have for your audience that is very short, you can put on Twitter. Do not add mini images, do not add any kind of videos. Go straight to the text. You have to be a really good copywriter to have a really nice engagement on Twitter. Make sure not to underestimate the power that Twitter is got. I know that because of the format they use, you may think that you have a very small action margin to work with, but for things like news, crypto, and politics, Twitter is the shit. And to close it up, let's talk about Instagram. Guys, I've recently noticed that posting pictures of yourself, again, professional looking pictures, right? Not crappy images that look like pixelated. No. We're talking about high quality images. They'll give you a lot more exposure. They'll get you a lot more views and a lot more of new followers. I don't know why. Don't ask me why is it that the Instagram algorithm likes that, but it does it. And I can tell you that for sure. Another thing that you can play around with and that you must be doing is the Reels. It's kind of like a combination between YouTube with videos, but also Twitter with its text. You have to be a very nice copywriter on Instagram as well. You have to be a really nice copywriter all over your platform, all over your business. But if you do not cut people's attention in the first few seconds, you are lost. You don't get to have any traction, any engagement, any views, and any people contacting you asking for more information about your product or service. Believe me when I tell you that you have every single tool you need in order to create some killer content for your brand. Simply let that imagination of yours, let that creativity come to life. Right there when you have an idea, right there when you get an idea come to your mind, don't hesitate it. Don't think it twice. Sit down and build that piece of content. Post value content to your audience on a daily basis and analyze those insights. There's a lot of information to you out there. And do this on a daily basis until you get the desired results. And remember, if you're ready to start your online business, make sure to send me a DM. I'll help you get your online journey started today. Remember that this is leverage that no one else can take away from you. The more you wait, the more you'll regret. Don't hesitate, start today. No money required. What the fuck, right? Ciao, ciao, guys.